But first, and new at 10 o'clock, multiple families who fled Louisiana and escaped the wrath of Hurricane Ida could not escape the rampant crime happening right here in Houston.
Those families are now dealing with a frustrating 1-2 punch, the catastrophic storm, and now the cowardly criminals who stole their catalytic converters. Those families had taken shelter at a hotel near Bush Airport.
And that's exactly where they became the latest targets of a crime that has plagued really all parts of this city. Keith Garvin is live tonight along JFK Boulevard with a story that you'll see only on 2. Keith?
Oh, Chris, Dominic, we're outside the DoubleTree by Hilton Hotel, right outside Bush Airport. Let me step out of the way and give you a look at this parking lot. Well over a dozen of these vehicles have Louisiana plates. They belong to people who evacuated Louisiana to get away from Ida. Little did they know they would be victimized in their quest for shelter.
It's causing us so much stress, finance, and just it's horrible. I can't even describe it right now.
Overwhelming is an understatement. A family of 15 left New Orleans early Saturday morning to avoid the ravages of Hurricane Ida. 21 hours on the highway to make it to shelter in Houston, only to be victimized at their hotel outside Bush Airport. They awoke Tuesday morning to find someone had stolen the 2 catalytic converters underneath one of their vehicles, making the car virtually undrivable. It's been a frequent crime here in Houston, but this and other families believe they were targeted because they came from out of state.
I just buried my son-in-law on Saturday. I couldn't even go to his funeral. And it's just heartbreaking to have to come here and be taken advantage of like that.
They weren't the only family targeted at the hotel.
It's inconvenience, a huge inconvenience.
Krista B., who didn't want her last name used, drove in from Houma with her family and says the catalytic converters were stolen on her grandfather's SUV.
He went to start his car and he heard a noise and he said instantly he knew that that's what it was.
The price tag to replace the parts so her grandfather can drive home to assess the damage to his house in Louisiana, $5,000. While the stress of evacuation, damaged property, bills for shelter, and the cost of repairs caused by thieves continues, the families can't understand why they would be targets.
Whomever's doing this, please, please, please stop it, because you're hurting people. Excuse me. You're hurting people.
Yeah, we came across at least 3 families who were victimized. They do have insurance, but they still have to pay deductibles, and in some cases, even for towing, on top of all the other costs that have mounted because of their quest to get away from Ida, and they still have to go home and assess the damage there. So very, very tough time for them. Reporting live near Bush Airport, Keith Garvin, KPRC 2 News.
That's terrible. Keith, thank you for that.